What's up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of that Dynamite review show on the Tricology News Talk. And let me tell y'all something. If y'all was disappointed, okay, first of all, we just coming off what was a great WrestleMania weekend, but they had to end it on a bad note. And I'm gonna tell you why it was on a bad note. And we're gonna discuss why this Dynamite at the Mania was better than the Raw at the Mania. But before I go either further, let's also welcome our co-host for this evening, Mr. Leland Benford. What's up, bro? What was your thoughts on WrestleMania week?
What's up, everybody? All right, so WrestleMania big weekend. I'm not gonna lie, man. I tried watching it, but I couldn't stick with it. It was too long of a show for me. So I only watched like 3 matches, I believe, out of the whole weekend. But I did try. But you know what? I came to a conclusion. I was talking to people about this. I used to put the WWE Network on a lot when I was going to sleep back in my college days. I would just have it playing in the background. So I don't know if I subconsciously kind of messed myself up, because now when I hear that WWE cadence, like the announcers and just their flow of the show, how their commentators talk about the story, it just puts me to sleep. I gotta be real. But the stage and the stadium and how many people it was, like that's what makes WrestleMania. Like it's so many people, bro. It's like 160,000 people. Like that's a small town. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bigger than most small towns. And to have all those people crammed up. So it was definitely a spectacle. For the people who had their moments, it was definitely a good night and a good weekend for, the universe and for wrestling fans, and all. So from what I heard, it was pretty good. From the matches I watched, it was pretty good. And it looked like it was an incredible night, incredible weekend.
Yeah, we had a great weekend, but they had to end it with a bad note. In case y'all didn't know, Raw at the Mania was supposed to be debuts, returns, and special treatment, but we didn't get that. In case if you watched the show, okay. First of all, before I go even more further, did you know that Endeavor has bought WWE and now WWE is emerging with the UFC?
I heard big news from Parallel Latin Universe Vince McMahon. I see now Endeavor is going to be buying WWE and merging with the UFC, and Vince McMahon has a skinny mustache now. So a lot is happening.
Bruh. All this trying to sell the company was just for him to be back in creative. And if you don't believe me, watch the Raw at the Mania and look how the show was. It was rewritten 3 times. 3 times. Like, what are we watching? Even there was a hashtag going on, Rush Raw at the Mania. And then you had all the hardcore fans that was behind Triple H when he was in creative. They're leaving again. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Jeez. Well, you know what? Triple H came out at the Mania, and that speech was very much. Triple H does such a good job at like hyping people up. That's what he spent his time doing. When he was like the circus leader, like the ringleader of the DX, he would come out and just command the crowd. Are you ready? Like that's one of Triple H's best talents, is he know how to get a crowd hype, and it's only the way that Triple H can do it. But he did say Triple H was going to be. I mean, that Triple H, WWE is not going anywhere. It's going to be the exact same. I was kind of hoping for a bigger announcement. WWE likes to do this thing where they don't really address the thing that everyone's talking about. So we all waiting to hear this news, and of course he just says, "Then now, forever together." So, and it's very familiar to what Vince did when the scandal broke out with him and he came out on SmackDown. He didn't address it, just then, now, forever, and start the show. So I was hoping to hear a little bit more from him, but I would say that WrestleMania was Triple H's like proof that he can do it. He can run the show fully, even with WrestleMania and all the pressure that goes with creating a spectacle event like that. He can do it. But of course, we wake up Monday, we hear the news of Endeavor and WWE. Also, Dana White hates WWE, and WWE hates Dana White. So it's funny how Endeavor is the one who is going to be taking this on. Will there be a new show that mixes the best of professional wrestling and the best of mixed martial arts? Something like what they had in Japan. Will there be a new kind of show like that? Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. Will we see UFC fighters get in the ring, and will we see WWE fighters get in the octagon? Who knows? But we do know the Raw at the Mania show was not that great.
No, but you know what's great though? Dynamite last night, because that felt like a Raw at the Mania. You might have to just call this show after Mania week, Dynamite after Mania. And
Dynamite after Mania might be a new thing now.
And I'll give you a couple reasons why. And we get into our first thing. We were supposed to get a Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson match, but they did not waste time bringing in Switchblade Jay White, and he is now All Elite. And
Wow.
when everybody saw the music, I'm like, hold up, that's not Juice Robinson music. Everybody knew what that music was before after Ricky Starks came out. Everybody knew.
Yeah, well, Juice Robinson was in the ring already, so I was like, when the music came, I'm like, some tomfoolery is going out. Was I expecting Jay White to come at the beginning of the show and just make a big debut that way? Not at all. I mean, they pretty much, kind of did what Raw at the Mania did, where they didn't let the match go on before the big thing, before the switch happens. It would have been nice to see, but I guess they're still teasing towards that Juice Robinson and Ricky Starks final battle. But now Ricky Starks is going to be in a rivalry with Switchblade, which is good for Ricky Starks because Switchblade is definitely one of the hottest free agents. Well, no longer a free agent, but was one of the hottest free agents with Jay White. So if you're a New Japan Wrestling fan, this is good news for you.
Yeah, and I think Ricky Starks going to need some backup going against White and Robertson, because we got Double or Nothing coming soon, and I don't know if they're gonna do like 7 one-on-one matches or do like a regular tag team match, but we'll see how that goes from here. But
also, real quick, before the show even started, it was announced that now McGuinness was now All Elite, and we see him later on this episode, but it was announced before the show started that he was All Elite.
And we'll get to Nigel Giddens in a second. But after Jay White made his debut appearance, Tony Schiavone was backstage with Chris Jericho, who talked about Adam Cole's match and post-match last week. He said it went on and on. And then after Adam Cole win the match, Britt Baker come out, you had the confetti and all that other stuff. And he said Cole had punked out Daniel Garcia, and he had to put in the stop to the disrespect. Then Keith Lee stepped into the frame and talked about Jericho's disrespect. And he showed too many in AEW. Lee issue a challenge to next week in Milwaukee to teach him a thing about respect. And then Jericho slowly backed away and gave him an answer. So we are getting Jericho versus Keith Lee next week. And I think Keith Lee is probably going to get involved with the Adam Cole and the Chris Jericho rivalry.
I did not see Keith Lee coming up in this part here. This was kind of a shocker kind of for me, because I didn't know that Keith Lee had beef with Jericho. So yeah, I'm excited to see Keith Lee back in the ring. I see he's decided to go kind of salt and pepper and no longer dye his hair. So he looks like a silverback damn gorilla now. But I think it'd be interesting to see Jericho and Keith Lee.
And where does Swerve fit into this? Because I think they were still doing the Swerve and Keith Lee rivalry. Where did that go from there too?
And we'll kind of get to that when we announce what's going on with Rampage, because we see there may be an announcement coming from Swerve.
Yeah, but we'll see how that goes from there. But our original first match we start off was the House of Black versus the international champion Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends as they battled out for the trios championship. But in the end, it ended up with the House of Black pick up the victory.
Really good match between these guys. Best Friends are always super professional. They always have really good chemistry in the ring. But the House of Black, man, keep them on my TV. They're so fun to watch. I'm really wishing that Buddy Matthews will have a singles run in AEW, because
Yeah, it was a pressing just showing there, but let me see, move on. Then we got a video package of Christian Cage returning, but he didn't turn alone as he was standing in the hall in a red light as Luchasaurus emerged, and then they didn't say a word, but they are coming.
yep, and we got a new look from Luchasaurus, a little bit more, but a little bit evil, a little bit more spiky. I think I seen a red mask, red lights behind him, no words, just evil is coming.
But I think when they do the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW World Title, I think Luchasaurus might cost Jungle Boy the match, kind of like protect him for getting the pinfall for MJF. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that's what.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be a one way to protect Jungle Boy for getting
sure.
the pin from MJF. That could be the one.
Because Jungle Boy is definitely, he's one of the four pillars is going for the belt. This could be a great, either Christian Cage is done with MJF, or I mean not MJF, but Jungle Boy, or this will ruin Jungle Boy's chances of getting that title shot.
Yep. And then we got our second title match of the evening with Jamie Hayter defending the AEW Women's World Title against Riho. This was a pretty good match with no interference from the Outcast, which was a good thing. But in the end, Jamie Hayter retained the title.
Yeah, this was a really clean match. It was no interference, no nothing. They let Jamie Hayter be Jamie Hayter, and give her a straight match. But right after the match, we did get a chance to go right into the Outcast, so they're not too far behind.
But then we kind of see like the little change in demeanor. Like Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, they were normally as heels, but now going into this rivalry with the Outcast, now you can slowly see they becoming baby faces with Jamie Hayter giving Rio respect, shaking hands and stuff like that. So we kind of see going from there. But I don't know if they just gonna go as far as Double or Nothing. It depends on who's gonna get that title shot between Saraya, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho to see who's gonna face Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing, because I think that's what they're going for from there. Because I think that's.
Yeah, but it seemed like they don't care who gets it as long as one of them gets it. They all three said they're coming for it.
Yep, and that's exactly what they said when they was in the back of with interview with Nate Paquette. They said it doesn't matter who gets the title shot, but the one of the Outcasts will be AEW Women's World Champion. But and then Renee tried to ask who it would be, but so right there, hey, don't try to stir the pot here. I see what you're doing.
Also, shout out to Renee. I think she did definitely add a lot of value, because it seemed like she's committed to the women's division. She started with the interviews. I think she did add a lot of value to the background segments. A lot, so good add to the team on their part.
Exactly. And then we got a segment with the freaking JSS. Fat Bernard going to try to ask, what made Daddy's magic nipple hard? I'm like, shut up. You can suck your own nipples to make your nipple. I'm like, what? He's on my damn channel. Jesus Christ. Get off my TV.
He said, you know what makes my nipples hard? It's kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, my God. So they
I think
continue on.
I think he's one of those guys you either love or you hate, but there's like no in between. It's like I just hate this guy or I get him.
Yeah, so they continue off. But what they did last week was the JSS trying to recruit the Acclaim, but the Acclaim stopped that, put a rap to them. And hold up, let me see what exactly we said. So they was on the ramp, and the Acclaim made their entrance with Madcap running down Chris Jericho as George Santos, and even the Cocaine Bear reference. Did you ever see that movie? You ever seen that movie?
Which movie was that?
Cocaine Bear.
I haven't seen it. No.
It was funny. Yeah, you'll see that, and you'll definitely know why the reference there.
Gotcha.
And then Parker got them an 8-man tag this week on Rampage. It was about to do Scissor Me Daddy Magic, but Daddy had said that not you amateurs, which amateur will be the word, which we get to that in a second. They say amateurs, let the real professionals do it, and they did it the proper Scissor Me Daddy. I'm like,
It's just a bunch of ridiculousness.
Yeah. And then after that, we saw a video of MJF being awarded to the keys of the Oyster Bay. And MJF said this is one of his proudest days of his life. So we got an introduction of Justin Roberts from a swing band on stage. As MJF walked in with a white tuxedo, got a huge ovation in Long Island. In case y'all didn't know, AEW this was in Long Island. So that would be the only place that MJF would be cheered. Okay. So MJF broke out a single singing pennies from heaven in what they just need to be seen to believe. The whole band performance and MJF's vocals will make both Lawrence Witt and Dean Martin proud, I'm sure. MJF danced down to the ring and brought the song home. Roberts then introduced Joseph Saladin, the supervisor of the town Oyster Bay, who presented MJF with a much bigger keys to Long Island. Solo was booed heavily by the crowd, which got Taz cracking up on commentary. And MJF said he deserves this, while losers like Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and the most of all, Jungle Boy. The most Jungle Boy will have is his girlfriend with a wandering eye and tiny packages. MJF is going to tell the fans his story and got them to chant ADD as he was talking about a teacher he had growing up, Mrs. Bennett, who would laugh at MJF for not knowing his answers in school. MJF said he always thought about wrestling. Even as a child, the joke was on Miss Bennett, who called her a stupid bitch, and then also got a chant. MJF gave a memorable speech to the Long Island kids out there, but not only them, as he didn't talk to poors. MJF capped it off with a tagline, took the title, and walked back up to the ramp for encore performances. And then someone smashed the cymbals right behind MJF's ear, which to be revealed was Jungle Boy. And as the brawl went on, MJF did get cheered whenever he got the offense, and Jungle Boy was booed. As they was trying to get separated by agents and security, Sammy Guevara made his entrance, and with both men being standby by agent security, Sammy Guevara picked up the AEW title and hold it up to both MJF and Jungle Boy's faces before giving the title back to MJF and made his way to the ring as he was prepared for his match with Commander. So, what are your thoughts on this whole segment?
I mean, first off, this was incredible. I mean, how could you not like this segment? I mean, it was MJF displaying all his talents. You know, not only is he a great wrestler, he's a great crooner. He also can do a promo. I mean, and it's always fun seeing MJF come back to his hometown and Staten Island, this whole New York area, because they love him. He can't do no wrong there. It's like going to an opposite world. If he gets booed in Texas, he doesn't care because Staten Island loves him, or Long Island loves him, or whatever island. So I mean, this guy is just, he has found such a sweet spot in such a niche, and you gotta respect it. I mean, he's a young kid, and he is like more determined and more dedicated than anyone I've ever seen in my life. And you can't not respect that. Yeah, he's a douche. I haven't seen this guy ever break kayfabe. Even when he's a face, he's still a douche. I mean, so he's definitely, and this again is just another opportunity to show his other talents and show, you know, that he is more than just one thing. He's been singing since he was a kid, you know. So I mean, it was good, and he sounds good. The kid got chops, you know. So here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing: he can't really do that anywhere else. So it's great that he saves it for his hometown fans. But I thought this was a great segment. I thought the Mrs. Bennett story was hilarious. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to wrestle because he can also entertain in different ways. Now, if your champion can't wrestle, I mean, not that can't wrestle, but can't talk or can't cut a good promo or can't, you know, hold the crowd's attention, you know, like I love John Moxley as a champion, but he's not the best promo. He may have been a good promo where he used to work, where everything was scripted and everyone has these like real cookie cutter kind of lines, but you see how John Moxley kind of struggles in the promo world in AEW. But where he excels is brutality, and that is a form of currency in AEW. So, but yeah, it's good to see these guys kind of floss some other parts of their character, and this is just one more layer to MJF. Now, with Taz cracking up on commentary, the funniest thing he said was that the Shapiro guy, the supervisor, he has a feature as a great heel manager. The way he announced MJF, and he was getting booed already. So yeah, now I want to see that guy. Like, hey, if you're ever not into politics, you'll be a great manager.
Yeah. And then going back to Sammy Guevara, as Darby Allin was watching from the Raptors, Sammy Guevara defeated Commander. And then afterwards, he tried to pull off a babyface promo, even though technically he's still a heel. But he tried to pull off a babyface promo, but he was still getting booed anytime he referenced MJF. And this is what he said, and I quote, when Tony Schiavone entered the ring to try to interview, he says, "What the heck was that before his match? American Idol?" Guevara said he had MJF beaten when they first wrestled, but Sean Spears and a chair beat him, not MJF. Guevara said MJF's pillar was built by others, and he is almost jealous of it. Guevara said MJF sold his soul to build a pillar, something he would never do. Guevara said he ain't going to stop until he is AEW World Champion. So he kind of spoke some truth there when he said that. Yes, but we already heard what Jungle Boy had to say when he did his promo with with MJF, and now we're starting to hear what Sammy Guevara had to say. And now it's time for Darby Allin to speak his mind next.
Yeah, it was definitely yeah, that promo by Guevara was a little confusing. You know, I thought he was a heel. And then, you know, it felt very similar to Jungle Boy's promo. I feel like they were saying the exact same thing, you know. And that's the other thing with Guevara. He's not the best promo. I think he's used to those small. I think the TV camera does something to him because I've seen him cut promos in like smaller events and indies on YouTube, and he seems to do just fine. I think I don't know if it's the camera or something, but I mean, decent promo, nothing to kind of talk about the next day. To be honest, the match was good. The match was really great. Both high flyer guys, and AEW reminds me of WCW when they put on these matches where it's just for like the luchadors and just for the high flyers. So yeah, the match in the ring, he's there. But again, the reason why MJF excelled so much is because of his promo abilities and his in-ring abilities. I think Guevara has in-ring abilities, but on the mic itself, he still kind of struggles.
But at least he brought it tonight. And
He did bring it tonight. Great match.
yeah, in his way to try to build up his status and claiming to try to get the title shot for the AEW World Title. But now, Darby Allin had his win last week, but like I said before, it's time for him to speak his mind because we heard from Jungle Boy, we heard from Sammy Guevara, but now it's time to Darby Allin to speak his mind to try to continue this feud going forward. But moving on, we got our third title match with Hook defending against Ethan Page. Now, can we all not be shocked here because I already knew it was going to happen. But besides that, Hook defeated Ethan Page, but with the help of Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. And when I say, don't be surprised. I mean, come on. When Matt Hardy was trying to be all friendly with Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway, he was just buying his time. And then when that time comes, he was like,
Yeah. So what's gonna happen with Matt Hardy and Ethan Page now? I did see they announced a rematch for Ethan Page and Hook. Wasn't sure we needed that one, but what's gonna happen with Matt Hardy?
I think we're gonna move forward with Matt Hardy versus Ethan Page right now.
Is Jeff coming back?
I don't know when is Jeff coming back. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good question because if they're setting up, and this is kind of what I was thinking. I was like, while Jeff is out, they're gonna put Matt in a bunch of stuff, and he did a bunch of crappy storylines. But now that he's making that choice to turn on Ethan Page, now is it ready for Jeff to pop up now?
Yeah, but we'll see how that goes from there. But to much bigger news, as we said earlier, that Nigel McGuinness is all elite now. But listen, Tony, TK, if you're listening, you brought in Nigel McGuinness. Now, if you can bring in Mauro Morello, the two men who were the heart and soul of NXT's Black and Gold, you're going to be on your way, brother. Let me tell you, you got to do it. Even if it's just one off, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yep. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he does it. A lot of big plans coming up for AEW. Who knows what TK got in store?
But yeah, Nigel McGuinness was backstage. But hopefully, I hope he don't be backstage a lot of times. But like I said, if they bring in Morello, they too will be perfect. But to be back on the commentary table, like if I had to change around the commentary table on Dynamite, I would keep Taz, keep Excalibur, and then you could have Nigel McGuinness and Morello on there. And then Tony Schiavone can go. Rampage. JR can stay. Excalibur can stay. Jericho too. and Tony. That's why I would have for the podcast team. That's why I would.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of griped about Taz when he first kind of got moved over the full time, but I guess now I'm kind of like used to their inside jokes, and sometimes I do think they make jokes at the wrong time. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when the match is really getting intense, there's a slip up or there's a laughter. So that does kind of. I think that comes from Dark. I think that comes from Excalibur and Taz being on Dark, and that is a lot of their banter on Dark. So I think that just kind of carried over. But sometimes it can kind of kill the moment a little bit. Now Mauro Morello, he's one of my favorite commentators ever. So it'd be great. It'd be great if they both back on Ring of Honor. To be honest, at the same point in time, because that'd give the Ring of Honor, a nice professional, look again. So I'm not sure if Mauro fits in the Dynamite world. I mean, I'm sure he'll do a great job, but I think because we have Excalibur, he's already the lead commentator. I don't think we need another lead. We have to find a show where you need that lead commentator because he's kind of like the play-by-play guy.
Yeah, because like you got to have your regular, then you have your color commentary, and then I don't know. That would be good for Ring of Honor too, but I had to see where we had to put the other two guys, current guys on the RH commentary team. Where would we put them?
Yeah, but yeah, go. So let's finish the announcement. Big news from Tony Khan. We got that the AEW is going to have their first live show in the United Kingdom at the Wembley Stadium, which is a big deal for them. They've been talking about going to the UK for a minute.
All right, we'll see. But Nigel Gallows was with Tony Khan backstage, and Khan said before AEW was founded, the four pioneers, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega, put on a show called All In, the biggest independent wrestling show of all time. Now, 5 years later, AEW will make their debut in London, England on Sunday, August 27th for All In. Even Tony Khan brought in Adam Cole, announced that All In will be at Wembley Stadium where it all is taking place. So tickets are soon coming out, but we gotta that's the we said it before that AEW is trying to get their big the United Kingdom Stadium show, and now we finally got it at in August. So here's how the pay-per-view card is stacking up right now. We got double or nothing in May, then we got Forbidden Door in June, then All In August, then we got All Out in September, and then Full Gear in November. As far as this year is going so far. But what are your thoughts on the All In announcement?
Yeah, big freaking news, man. Big freaking news. The Wembley Stadium over there holds 90,000 people. And he's trying to throw that show together in 5 months. That's a lot of tickets to sell in 5 months, but I mean, they are number one on TV there in the UK, so I mean, it may be easier. Listen, the one thing I've always admired about Tony Khan is that when I think he's going too big and I'm not sure if the audience is there, he proves every time that the audience is there, that there are people there, there are professional wrestling fans who wants to come to these shows in the masses. So I mean, or to come see his show particularly. So big, that is a big undertaking. I think that would be the biggest AEW show ever. And this may All In may be their WrestleMania. I mean, because All Out don't do 90K seats. All In, man, you gotta get a lot of people in there for sure. So that's big news, man. This company is growing massively, and their first UK show is going to be major. The crowd over there is going to go crazy.
Technically, Double or Nothing is AEW's WrestleMania because that was the first pay-per-view they debuted.
That doesn't make it their WrestleMania though, because I mean there was other pay-per-views happening with WWE before WrestleMania. They did other pay-per-views before then, so that doesn't make it their WrestleMania. For me, what makes it their WrestleMania is if it's the large arenas. Like WWE doesn't do SoFi Arena for a Raw, So when they go to these specialty arenas that's designed to fit all these people in, that to me signals that they're trying to do a WrestleMania type moment, in my opinion. I mean, Double or Nothing, the most they do is like 25K or 30,000 seaters. So that's pretty, that's pretty small potatoes compared to 90,000.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to debate and saying like, "Oh, Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania, all out is their WrestleMania." Well, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. If All In can be an annual thing, then we'll see how it goes from there. But let me tell you something. Tickets is gonna sold out in minutes. I can already imagine what the car is gonna be like, and I'm pretty sure that CM Punk will be back in time for that because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the main event is probably going to be CM Punk either against Kenny Omega or MJF." But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That'd be huge. Kenny Omega versus CM Punk if he comes back. Well, I see that there was talks and everything. There were talks about CM Punk coming back, and we even got a CM Punk chat last night.
Yep, but that's down the road, and until August. And the Blackpool Combat Club, they totally demolished their club of indie competition, but after the match, Danielson grabbed the microphone saying while he was home with his family, he loved, but he also loved the Blackpool Combat Club, who are professional wrestlers. Daniel asked, if the guys are just being professionals, they're more like amateurs hired by the EMPs. Danielson called themselves the only professionals wrestler here. But then, Heyman Adam Page power walk to the ring. Page showed no fear and was immediately got beat down by Moxley, Casanova, and Yuta. While Danielson repeatedly called him an amateur. The BCC are professionals, and Page didn't have no one who loves him, much as Danielson loved the BCC. And Danielson pulled out a screwdriver from his jacket and saw that the house of AEW needs to be fixing from these amateurs. And then Danielson slowly dried the screwdriver. I think, did he poke him in the eye or in the forehead? I think he poked him in the eye because Heyman and Page was screaming like heck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Danielson continued to call them professionals and everyone else amateurs.
Yeah, that was I wasn't sure exactly where he hit him or what exactly. Was he grinding it in his face, grinding it in his forehead, grinding it in his ear? I just know Hangman went down screaming in pain. So there's what? Danielson does such a good job with doing these one word type promos, right? These one word thing, like when he used to call the fans fickle, and he would say, "You're fickle." And it's that one word. I mean, the yes movement, one word. And now that one word is amateur. You're an amateur. You're an amateur wrestler. So not even talking about the sports entertainment thing anymore, just you're an amateur. And I think it's great that they have Danielson to be the mouthpiece for the Blackpool Combat Club, which they may change the name to the Brutal Combat Club based off Taz's suggestion on commentating last night. I can see why they might want to change it from the Blackpool Combat Club since Lord Regal is no longer associated with the group or the company. So they may want to have something that's more, since none of them are from Blackpool, none of them are even English. Claudio is Switzerland, from Swiss. So they may change the name to the Brutal Combat Club. or the barbaric was the word, the Barbaric Combat Club. So we will definitely see kind of how this unfolds, but Hangman took a beating. That's for dang sure. So it seems like you're absolutely right that they're going to be lining this up for blood and guts.
Yeah, but let's see how we can build the elite. Try to prep they up for their return so they get help out and Heyman out of pays coming out because I think the last time they did Blood and Guts they did it after Forbidden Door, so we got a couple months. Well, we don't know when Blood and Guts is going to be. We don't know which month it's going to be this year, but I know last year it took place after Forbidden Door, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got our lineup for Rampage. Julia Hart takes on Anna JS. Hook defends the FTW title again to Ethan Page, so we're getting a rematch there. The Acclaim and Matt Menard and Angelo Parker will be an 8-man tag team match. Swerve Strickland will make an announcement, and then Darby Allin will take on Lee Moriarty. And then right after Rampage, we got the AEW Battle of the Belts with Orange Cassidy defending the AEW International Championship again, Dragon Queso, so I pronounce the name. And then Jade Cargill takes on Billy Starks for the TBS title. And then the new RH Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, defending the titles against QT Marshall and TNT Champion Powerhouse Hobbs.
Nice. Sound like a really good. I know they're doing the belts, the Battle of the Belts thing, this week. So
I think it's more than 3. I lost count.
2-hour Rampage coming.
Oh. But the main event, title versus career. The Guns defending the AEW tag team titles against FTR. And then, oh my God, this is what pissed me off. The Guns came out to 50 cents. Any man and let me tell you some, Guns. You wish death upon yourselves on your title reign. What the hell gave y'all together to put that song on there? Jesus Christ.
Look, that was incredible. Okay. Sorry, but that was incredible. I mean, just to have them come out with the confidence to come out to that song. Oh my God. I mean, listen, say what you want about the man, but that was a cool moment. Coming out to 50 Cent Mini Man. I mean, first off, they had to block out half the damn verse. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I know they ain't gonna let all of it play because I know what this song is. I listen to this song a lot. But yeah, I mean, no hate from me, guys. Keep it going. I like that. You came out with that swag. Because Austin, he likes to rap. So I mean, I guess he was just like, how about we come out to 50 Cent? That's crazy.
And let me tell you why the Guns with death upon themselves, because they were trying to get DQ so many times, and their plan did not work out. But first of all, let me just say
it was a great plan.
It did not work. So the match was okay, but it felt chunky at times because I feel like they was trying to rush it to the end. But in the end, FTR remains in AEW, and they are the new AEW Tag Team Champions. And then afterwards, Mark Briscoe came to the ring and celebrated with FTR.
I mean, like I said, can't. I mean, also Mark Briscoe and FTR could be a great trio team. I was thinking about that when he came out. I said, "Oh man, what if they go trios?" I know Mark said he'll never do a tag team again, but he said he is open to do trios. Yo, I thought this was it for FTR. I didn't think they were staying at AEW. I thought they were really going back to the E. I think they were really thinking about, and who knows? I wonder when this deal was made. I wonder if they waited to after Mania to see if they should go back or not.
Oh hell no! They do not want to go back to the WWE. What do you expect them to do? get their back shaved by Otis and the Maxwell Manos? Hell no. Hell
Well,
no.
there was a rumor going around that they were thinking about going back. You know,
Huh. I'm glad they didn't. Even Jay White, like I mentioned, he was like, I'm sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna go back to the other side. But call me back in 3 years. Call me back in 3 years.
I mean, there was a lot of, I mean, it could just be great storytelling, but you know, it was a lot of rumors coming around. They were unhappy, that they wanted more screen time, that they were all of this, all of this. So, I mean, they laid the seed, they laid the groundwork. Well, I really thought for a second, I was like, oh, this might be the last match. Even last week, I was like, they can't have, you know, the Guns be the one to take them out. But what kind of disrespect would that show to say, you know what, got in my company type deal, you let the Guns beat you? You know, such an established team against such a rookie team. But the Guns did their job last night, man. It looked great. I look and listen, Austin and is it Dalton? What's the tall one's name?
I think it was called. I think it was
Colton. I know it's something with a ton. Colton. Yo, Colton is he's really come into himself. Like, I remember seeing him on Dark and seeing him during a pandemic period. It looks like he didn't enjoy it as much as Austin. It looked like Austin took to it like a fish to water, you know. But Colton always kind of was in the back, always kind of not really confident. If you guys go on YouTube and look at some of the pandemic stuff from Colton, you can see. But look at him last night, super confident. He's feeling himself. He's come into his own. He's hitting his cues. He's hitting his marks. He's, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's interacting with the audience and everything. So I mean, he's definitely the most improved wrestler of the year in my book. So everyone can hate on the Guns if you want. Man, I think they got a bright career in front of them.
Yep. But like I said, the Guns, you should never play that song for your interest. But now you wish the death upon yourselves.
Many men wish death upon me. Yeah, that was classic. Because no one saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. Man, this was AEW's Dynamite after Mania, and it was a jam-packed show for 2 hours, and it hit on every single cylinder. Like, I feel like they said, listen, people may still be in that wrestling mood. We might have an opportunity to really capture some new fans, capture some of the WWE people who's coming over to watch what we do. Maybe they still have that desire for wrestling. So let's give them some good wrestling. And I would say some of the best parts of the show tonight wasn't some of the matches. I mean, MJF sung a song, and that was epic. The announcement for Tony Khan did not let us down. I mean, they're about to try to fill a 90K arena, which would be a first for AEW. In the UK, where they don't have to do any current shows. So I think this thing is about to be major for them. I love seeing the company just continue to grow and grow and grow. Now, will y'all release y'all damn video game so I can play it already? What the hell? But yeah, great show last night.
Yep. And that's how you do a show at the Mania. This is how it's supposed to be done. Now, I'm scared of what SmackDown's gonna be like, but that's for another time. But great Dynamite show this week. Definitely put a standpoint on WWE and what it should be. But yeah. Now what we in? We still got we got at least 2 months before Dynamite. We're still good. So it'll be a good time to try to put some good storytelling in. We already got some there. So but yeah, pretty good Dynamite this week, and let's hope the next couple of weeks will be another statement towards building AEW back up again as it should be. But yeah, anything else you want to plug in, Leland?
No, man, not right now, man. We've just been working, getting these things finalized. But yeah, man, just have to agree with you. Great Dynamite after Mania. Hopefully this becomes a thing going forward because WWE dropped the ball from little mustache Vince McMahon. And it's gonna be interesting watching how this business deal unfolds over with WWE and Endeavor. So a lot of things to keep on the watch. I mean, this is the best time to be a wrestling fan, and I'm glad that we can talk about these shows with you guys. So, if you're listening, definitely like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and tell your friends about us, man. And then also, how can we make this show better, guys? If you have comments that you want to put in the comment thread, definitely put your comments below. We'll love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. And then but yeah, other than that, y'all, he's Leland and I'm Trico, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.